Boom, shaka-laka boom. It's a Monday morning, January 13th. You tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards, live on 103.9 FM, WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com, as well as in 4K video at Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. Just search Save JX. And of course, give us a follow on all social media outlets, including, for a few more days, TikTok, and hopefully not for a few more days, Instagram at the same address, at SaveJX. And we're very active on all social media outlets. And by we, I mean me. I'm a bit of a one-man army. I do the work of Minty, Plenty, Minnie. Minnie and Plenty combined is Minty. I do the work of Minty. And anyway, it's still early. I actually went to bed at 11 last night instead of 11:30. I really felt like I was getting in bed early last night. It's like, you know what? I'm going to not even cut the TV on. Just going to bed. I'm not even going to look for anything to watch. Thinking I was getting in bed at like 9:30. I laid down and grabbed my phone. I was like, let me set the alarm. It's like, it's 11 o'clock. It's like, can I just for one night just shut it down mentally? Just shut it down. Get up from in front of the computer and go lay down at, I don't know, 9:30. Now, I do that on Friday and Saturday nights when I'm home. I don't know what it is. Friday and Saturday nights, no problem going to bed early. I was in bed early on, was it Saturday night? Saturday night, yes, Saturday night. Went to, met a few friends at Buffalo Wild Wings, watched a football game and a half. Just kind of sat in the corner there, ate some mango habanero wings, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going. I was the first one to tap out. I could feel myself getting tired. I was like, I ain't going to be doing good to make it home. I was driving that parkway there from Flowwood to Crossgates, and I got to Crossgates, and it's like, man, I still wish I lived in Crossgates. It would be just that much sooner that I can lay my head down and go to sleep. But but when I got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to drive to Flora, it's party every night. And by party, I just mean don't go to sleep on time. All right, Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Mazda of Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. I hope everybody's having a good morning out there. You up early? My early morning crew. The numbers for this show always double in the second hour. Like at least the streaming numbers do anyway. I'm sitting here looking, they'll go from a couple hundred to 400 or 500 or whatever, we're talking about that day that has people all excited. But it's kind of funny. Because 7 o'clock seems late to me now. So, man, if I could just sleep to 7, how great would that be? And I'm pulling up my notes here. We got a lot we want to talk about today. We had some pretty controversial conversations based on the comments on my social media over the weekend, and I'm just going to bring those to radio. We're not necessarily hitting any big news stories today. I mean, I guess we could possibly get to California burning. We're just kind of in this little lull between now and I guess we got 10 days till Trump becomes president. You'll get a bunch of little weird stories out there, but I mean, frankly, it's just the same thing, rinse, repeat. I mean, how many different times can we talk about Tulsi Gabbard and RFK and Hegseth and just all these, these cabinet appointments until we're blue in the face. We won't know until we know. So I don't know. Again, I'll always say there's other people that do national content like that better than I do. So if that's what you want to listen to, by all means, it won't hurt my feelings none. Go get that in your veins and come back when you've had enough. Same with talking about what's going on down in session at the Capitol. There's another talk radio station right here in this town that kowtows to all that stuff. And we'll sit here and talk about House bill and the Senate bill, whatever, with you till you're blue in the face, all the details of it. They'll sit there, they'll talk about taxes and PERS and Medicaid expansion. That's just not what I do here. That's just not what I do. And we'll hit it from 30,000 foot. We'll raise hell when we got to raise hell. But it's just not something that I'm going to spend a whole lot of time talking about. It just does not excite me. Now, you get a House bill talking about adding more police to Jackson. Talking about saving Jackson, making criminals' lives a little bit more uncomfortable. But we will lead the state in that talk. But if you're tuning in this morning to talk about tax cuts and tax law and any of that stuff, this just ain't going to be the station for you. It ain't going to be the show for you. I don't want to speak for the other guys here. But I find that as boring of radio as you could possibly produce. I would just go back to school if I wanted to be bored to death. I do not. So, over the weekend, over the last few days, let's just say the last week, I've been reminded that breaking the law in Jackson is perfectly acceptable as long as you check off a couple of boxes. You know, and all of these are perfect examples as to why Jackson, Mississippi is the overwhelming majority of it is third world hellhole. And why good luck fixing it ever. Because it's a mentality, it's a culture that has been brainwashed and beaten into these people since they was kids. We're going to circle back to the 14, 15-year-old, whatever he was. They got kidnapped, pistol whipped on video, released, and not a damn thing's been done about it. Publicly. Not a statement from the chief of police. The mainstream media hasn't talked about the video. Nothing. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what is that the new standard? Because somebody else in media called me and said, "Clay, you're making a big deal about it. That kid was involved in some carjackings. It's Monday. We still haven't heard anything about this from the Popo, from JPD. This is a JPD issue, not a Capitol Police. We would have already heard something. Trust me, I got enough cell phone numbers over there. I would have turned them upside down and shook an answer out of them. I wouldn't have had to do that, actually. They would have already done their job. JPD, on the other hand, running protection for these young black thugs because that's their job, to run protection and to not arrest any more young black thugs than they have to. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong today. Talk about this video. I dare you, JPD. Talk about this video. So somebody calls it, "Clay, carjackers, it was street justice. Just let it go." No, because if this is the rule, I want to understand that because I got some street justice I want to execute on. It's all right. Look, I ain't going to kill them. I'm going to have them home by dark. Safely home by dark. Now, I mean, they may be beaten and bruised a little bit, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm going to have them home by dark, home by dinner time. But I just need to understand. I just need to know that the same rules apply to Clay Edwards that apply to the Talibanian street thugs of Jackson. Deal? Do the same rules apply? Because I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice. Clay's going to find out if you've been naughty or nice. And we all know you've been naughty as hell. We all know you've been naughty. Nathan says juveniles fall under a protection where they can't legally release information regarding investigations. Adults don't. We can release the video. If that, again, I'll circle back to the brawl at Shiloh Park in Brandon. Not a single media outlet in this town had a problem airing that video, and those were juveniles. But they were white. So it's okay, right? I mean, that's the standard. Is that the standard? Mike J says running red lights is the norm in Jackson. I mean, just blatantly ignoring them. Yeah, somebody said that on Facebook yesterday. And I was telling a story. It wasn't too long ago. I was sitting at a red light and somebody honked the horn at me and the light was still red. Like, how dare you not run the red light? It's just a lawless society. And that's what they keep voting these clowns in office for. And there's been a lot of talk over the weekend. Is Stokes going to finally run for mayor? We're supposed to hear something this week, allegedly. Apparently he was going to talk to his family this week. And if they co-signed on it, he was going to do it. That's not a good thing. Like, we've been tricked into thinking that Stokes, because he's been somewhat the voice of reason down there, because the other ones are so bad, that Stokes actually standing up to Chokwe is somehow makes him a good option for mayor. That is terrible. Now, do you really think Stokes would make a good mayor? It would make a good crap show. It'd make a good reality show. I mean, it'd make for great radio content. I mean, if I'm being selfish and just thinking about Clay Edwards and the ratings of this radio show, yes, Stokes. But at the end of the day, I know y'all don't believe it. I want what's best for Jackson is why I get on here and I ignore half of what's going on in the country to talk about what's going on in Jackson. Because I want what's best for Jackson. Stokes ain't what's best for Jackson. There's one person running for mayor of Jackson that's best for Jackson. And that's Kim Wade. All the other ones running, they're just another cookie cutter version of this civil rights era black for a living black politician. They're going to get their reparations like Chokwe did, like Harvey did. They are going to get theirs. Now, they may have a little better approach. They may not mess things up as bad, but there ain't a single one of the people who have announced they're running for mayor, outside of Kim, that I would gladly sit down in the room with a bunch of legitimate investors and businessmen, not FBI informants, to fix economic development or to bring economic development to town. I saw a picture. There's this girl I've been friends with since my nightclub days, black chick, on Instagram. She's a really well-known bartender around town. I saw a picture she posted on her Instagram yesterday with Chokwe. You can look at the picture and tell he's drunk, high, something. It was from over the weekend. And he's wearing blue jeans that got big holes in the knees, which, look, I ain't hating. I wear jeans that got holes in the knees. I'm not the mayor of the capital city. Like, there's a point where you have to say it's time to be an adult. Now, we were told that when the Democrats got back in charge, that the adults were back in the room. That the adults were back in the room. That's a damn lie. We got to take our first break here. We're going to try to stay on schedule this morning, something I do suck at, in fact, is staying on schedule. The Mazda Jackson phone line this morning, 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. We'll read some of your text when we come back. And I've got several other examples of lawlessness in Jackson that isn't being addressed. But it would be if the people doing it looked like me. You'll never convince me otherwise. If you're watching online, hit the like button, hit the share button, drop a comment. If you're listening on the radio, you know the gig. Rip the knob off. We're not going anywhere. We're starting off your live shows on WYEB from now through 6 p.m. today. No need to listen to anything else. We'll be right back. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, here live on WYAB. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Stonington Farm. You heard the ad there. I made some hamburgers last night. Actually, I made some sliders, and I used the Stonington Farm grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. Me and the kid, man, they were so good. They were so good. I was trying to remember what I did. I forgot to eat them. I was like, man, those are abnormally good. I was like, what did I do differently? I remembered I cracked a few eggs and mixed it in there. Threw them on the grill. Man. Anyway, guys, 100% grass-fed, 100% grass-finished, Mississippi raised. That right down there in Perkinston, Mississippi. God's country. Perkinston, Mississippi. Grass-fed beef. Check them out online. Stonington Farm. That's Stonington with 2 N's, farm.com. Check out all the different cuts they have available. They got way more than just ground beef. That's just what I have been drawn towards liking the most as far as the grass-fed beef goes. Everybody likes what they like. I tend to like the ground beef. They got so much more available. You can get whole cow, half cow, mini cow packages, roast, ribeyes, fillets, T-bones. They got it all. Bone broth. Man, bone broth. There's so much you can do with that. I'm not about to sit here and turn this into a cooking show. But you got YouTube, go type in bone broth and things to do with it, and you'll be amazed. But check them out. They'll be coming up here soon. I imagine probably next week. I'll get a text here from Miss Katie soon. But you can always just order it and get it shipped up here, but you can save their shipping fees by waiting until they make their monthly run up here. They drop off at 3 local locations. That's mRNA-free, antibiotic-free, steroid-free, grass-fed, grass-finished beef from right here in central Mississippi. Stonington Farm. Or not from central Mississippi, but from South Mississippi, delivered here to Central Mississippi. Now, one of our future rocket scientists, engineers, and possibly even a NASA astronaut or two, Roderick, has been texting me on the Guns and Gear text line and says, Clay, why are you concerned about that young man? You're not. You just want to play on this young man getting victimized. Yeah, truly, I really don't care about the young man. I am more concerned about the kids that got away with beating him. I'm 100% honest with you. I am more concerned about the kids that got away with pistol whooping this man on video than I am him. Yeah, I do believe, he is just a carjacker. Probably deserved all of it. But you don't get to execute street justice without real life consequences. It sets a bad standard. I'm just telling you, it sets a bad standard. And then he goes on to say, Kim is best for you. You're not the reason, but part of the reason he won't win. And I told him this. And I'm just going to read y'all my reply here. Because he's probably going to screenshot this and try to say, look, I told y'all about Clay. I'm just going to put it on wax here for him. I said, I know. Because black folks are so hard-headed, they'll knowingly vote against their best interests as they have. I'm going to add a little sauce on this. As they have for the last 30 years, just to prove us all wrong. Just furthers what I think about y'all as a voting bloc. You're not serious people. And I stand by that. I mean, that's what drove me to starting the Save Jackson page. It's what drove me to starting this radio show. And it's what drives me every morning when I get up and get out of bed. If y'all think just because I moved out of Jackson, I'm ever going to shut up. See, I am more pissed off that I had to move than I am anything else. Now, I'm glad now that I'm there. I'm happy about it. But, I mean, still, I 100% blame y'all for what happened to this city. Voting with your emotions, voting against your best interest. Every 4 years, when we elect a Republican governor in this state, white conservatives have to sit around and hear about how we continue to vote against our best interest from people that live in Jackson, Mississippi. The audacity of that group of people to tell anybody that they vote against their best interest is absolutely comical. Absolutely comical for y'all to seriously wake up and think that any group other than y'all vote against their best interest. And even if it's true, I'm not going to hear it from y'all until you acknowledge that you have not voted for your best interest. Continuing on down this rabbit hole of, and I got more text and we'll read them all. All right? We got a bunch of comments on the live stream. Continuing on, other things that have been blindly ignored by state and local law enforcement that you wouldn't be able to get away with anywhere else. I noticed over the weekend, and I did not expect this picture to go nuclear viral like it did. Almost 1,000 comments. I wasn't aware that you can illegally set up a billboard along Interstate 55 advertising barbecue for sale in the pull-apart parking lot at Elton Rd. You know, but according to the comments, it's Clay, just shut up. You're hating on another man's hustle. Yeah, but if Clay set a billboard up on the interstate saying get off here for good times or barbecue or whatever else, that'd be a problem. And never mind how dangerous it is. I know how the audacity of me to be concerned about somebody else's well-being, but the audacity and how dangerous it can be for a human being to be posted up in a chair on the interstate holding a sign, you know, like they do in these furniture stores along Highway 80. They're having these sales. They'll always get a guy to stand out on the street corner with a sign saying sale. I guess they probably do it along County Line Road too. They just posted a dude up on 55 holding a sign advertising. And I was told that the barbecue people have a permit. I don't know. I have my doubts, but whatever. For the sake of arguing, let's say they do. Maybe it's an authorized food truck, food trailer, or something like that. That's got the stuff from the health department and everything. They obviously have permission from Pull Apart. So that being the case, whatever. But again, it's just the little stuff. All right, so cool. They can do it. Well, what's the point in these businesses paying $3,000 a month for those big Lamar outdoor billboards if they can just pay some homeless dude? Because that's all this lives across the street. There's the old cemetery and the old state park, or not state park, but city park, Palm Bridges, right there at Elton Road between Savannah and Elton, and the old cemetery there. Those have just become massive homeless encampments. Just run over there, honk the horn, burp, 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 burp. I got $50 to make them hold a sign. Get 50 of you, come hold a sign. Still cheaper than paying $3,000 a month for a billboard. Y'all do spending money on radio anyway, not dang billboards, but I digress. And just line them all up and down 55, holding the big signs. Exit here. Don't exit here. Exit it, next exit up. Liquor, hotels, good times, barbecue. Nobody enforces the little rules. Like, nobody enforces the little laws. It's called broken window policing. If you don't enforce the broken windows, it escalates to murder and carjackings and kids kidnapping other kids and pistol whooping them. But hey, Clay, shut up, bigot. Shut up, bigot. He was home by dark. It's okay. He's okay, Clay. His mama don't care. Why do you? Because it takes a village is what I'm told. Because it takes a village. Joe texted in on the Guns of Gear text line and said, on the subject of Interstate 55, what kind of federal government gives a city $19 million freaking dollars for sidewalks to keep citizens out of the interstate? I saw that. I've never seen something so bad. Why do so many people continue to get ran over on the interstates in Jackson? Sidewalks ain't going to be the deal breaker here because they're going to have to stay off the interstate. They're going to have to quit crossing the interstate where there's not a crossing. I don't know why they insist on not going over, because it always happens between the same intersection. It always happens between County Line and Northside Drive, or for some odd reason down at McDowell Road. But it's always between County Line and Northside. Well, you had the Briarwood exit there. You have Beasley Atkins there. Why aren't they crossing over there? Like, what is it logistically that has them crossing there? Because I know there's those hotels right there by Cowboy Maloney's. There's a hotel there. There's a couple on down through there. But they're crossing there, and they're getting kasplat. I mean, look, that's what we call survival of the sickest, and they ain't sick enough. We got to take another break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. We're going to talk about, I have another example of things that are legal only in Jackson, and only because the law's not being enforced. But you let Clay Edwards try to do it, and you'll find out real quick how illegal it actually is. And this is something I've actually got a lot of experience in, pouring liquor. We'll be right back on WYAB and online. And to the Clay Edwards Show, this segment brought to you by our friends at Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge, or should I say Mercy House Auto Center. Mercy House Auto Center, located down in Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Guys, looking for a affordable pre-owned vehicle? Swing by mercyhouseautocenter.com or go by in person down there in Copiah County and check out what they got in the $10,000 to $20,000 range. Of course, they do get some cash cars in too, but look, let's just be honest, they don't last long. And hey, look, the main reason they advertise on here is to promote their vehicle donation program. But I'd like to mention they actually sell those vehicles too. So swing by, good credit, bad credit, no credit. They most likely have a credit option for you, but it's a little rule of thumb. The lower the credit score, the higher the down payment. That's just the way it works. You're going to have some skin in the game if your credit score is low. I'm just telling you. That's just the way of the world. So be prepared. Have your proof of employment. Have your driver's license. Be ready to get some insurance. And go down there and see my friends at Mercy House Auto Center. But if you got a vehicle you want to donate, get that tax write-off, great time to do it is now. Running or not, they'll come pick it up out of your driveway. Hey, maybe you got some neighbors across the street, got an old car in their yard that you would like to see gone. Let me go whisper in your neighbor's ear, hey, bro, you going to do anything with that car? What if I told you you could get a tax write-off for that thing for the amount that they sell it for? Would you be interested? All you got to do is just say yeah, and they'll come pick it up, title or not. Holler at them, mercyhouseautocenter.com. Business owners, don't trade that fleet of vehicles in. Donate it. Get the tax write-off. That's right. They take fleet vehicles as well. mercyhouseautocenter.com. Helping beat addiction and put fathers back in homes. And man, oh man, you ain't got to look no further than some of these stories we're talking about today to see the effects of the fathers not being in the homes. Very, very important to get them fathers back in the homes. All right. Hour 2, we're going to get into the California wildfire stuff, and we're going to show about a whole other group of people, rich white liberals, who continue to vote against their best interest. And we're going to play a bunch of videos, or audio clips, should I say. It'll be videos if you're watching online. It'll be audio if you're listening on the radio. Of I almost said a cuss word. We'll say dip crap Democrats doing dumb things that were completely avoidable. A lot like Jackson. Good morning to everybody listening. We got us a nice big audience online. Guys, hit that share button, hit that like button, whether you're watching on YouTube, X, Rumble, or Facebook. Please hit like, subscribe, share. Let's blow this stream up and try to break a new record today. Let's start the week off with a bang. I got a bunch of goals this week. I want to make 100 videos this week. 100 videos, and we're going to start today. So we need a bunch of good content. We need a bunch of new followers. All right, let's jump in. Now, I posted a video a while back, and I reshared it last night on my big Facebook page. I made a post. What we're talking about this morning is a post I made. I copy and pasted it right into my show prep, and I'm just reading right off my show prep here. I picked three, if you're just tuning in, I picked three events that have happened here recently in Jackson of verified law breaking that I have video or photos to back up that nothing has been done about around here. And nothing has been done about it because they protecting their own. Or they're just idiots and don't even know that half of this is against the law. Like the guy sitting along the interstate holding a billboard sign advertising a barbecue stand at Pull Apart. That's illegal. You can't do that. So just in case you don't know, you cannot do that. That's illegal. I mean, if it wasn't illegal, why would Lamar Signs build these huge big billboards there and charge people $3,000 a month when they can just pay some homeless dude $50 a week to hold a sign? It's illegal. You have to have permits to do that. We talked about the kid getting kidnapped, pistol whooped on video, and released back home. But hey, he was safely released back home, and it was before dark. So shut up, bigot. We got the video of that too. Thirdly, what we're about to talk about now, did y'all know that there's a guy that runs around downtown Jackson in a minivan that's a mobile bar? Full service mobile bar. I got the video. You can go look at it on my Facebook page. It's one of my most recent posts. You may have to look in the comments for the link. But go to the big Facebook page, the one of me wearing the black shirt, the one without the blue check mark. Just type in facebook.com/savejxn. And be one of the most recent posts. A link will be in the comment. Anyway. Yeah, guy runs around Jackson, goes and parks outside all the big events, all the big bars and restaurants that have legal ABC permits that have had to jump through hoops of fire to get those legal ABC permits, to get those occupancy permits from the city of Jackson, to get those health department permits from the state of Mississippi. Because what you may or may not know, if you're not in a resort status area, you have to have a legitimate, I think it's a stage 3 or stage C kitchen. You can't just open up a deli and get a liquor license. You can't open up a Subway and get a liquor license. I tried. They won't let you do it. You got to have a vent hood. You got to have a deep fryer. You got to have a legitimate kitchen to get a liquor license, unless you're in resort status. Because, see, I think it's 60% of your sales have to be non-alcoholic. So a lot of work goes into that. A lot of money goes into having to do that. You know, you got health department standards, you got code, you got to get things up to. Somebody on the staff has got to be serv-safe certified. There's ways around that. You can kind of rent somebody's serv-safe certification. I mean, there's a little hustle there. I ain't going to hate on that. God knows I took advantage of that side of it. But everything else you got to do. You got to get I don't know if they still make you do this, but at the time, the last liquor license I had, you had to get a $5,000 cash bond for the state to basically says you're 100% going to pay your tax bill on the liquor. You had to do a federal background check through the FBI. That's why I chuckle. There's this jackass that says I'm a felon. This psychopath online that constantly says I'm a felon. Bro, I have passed every background check I've ever taken. I should be a felon, but I'm not. According to the FBI background checks, Clay Edwards is definitely not a felon. According to the federal FBI background checks I have to get to buy guns, Clay Edwards, not a felon. But this guy runs around Jackson selling this illegal liquor out the back of his vehicle because that is 100% illegal to do. You can't sell it by the bottle. You can't sell it by the glass. And he just pulls up outside, wherever the biggest party's at, and sells it to everybody hanging outside. I'm supposed to believe this guy's checking IDs and paying taxes? Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, you're on there. You got about a minute.
Hey, Clay.
Hey, brother.
Big Ed here. You guys having transmitter problems this morning? Your signal's coming in real weak out here on I-20.
I don't know, brother. Listen online if we are. WYAB.com or any of the social media outlets. I have no control over that.
Okay, buddy. I just was trying to catch your manager and see if he could take a look at it this morning.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right. Have a good day, buddy.
All right. Thank you, man. Yeah, guys, I have no control over anything going on. There's atmospheric conditions sometimes that cause the signal to blend with other signals. And so sometimes we'll have issues there, as will other radio stations. It's not exclusive to us by any means. All right, look, we got to take a break real quick. Come back, land the plane for hour one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I ain't through unpacking this. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Got a couple minutes left here in this hour, and then we're going to take a 7-minute break for our top of the hour news. If you're watching online, I'm going to stay on with you guys and go back through and read some of your comments and reply to some of those. If you're listening on the radio, rip the knob off. I want to circle back real quick to this bar thing, this mobile bar. Somebody asked online, how much did the FBI background check cost? I don't remember. None of it was cheap. It is not cheap to get a liquor license in the state of Mississippi. They make it way more difficult than it has to be or should be to get a liquor license in the state of Mississippi. I can run right down to the Department of Revenue and pay $10 or $20 or something like that and get a beer permit. But for whatever reason, liquor is a whole nother pain in the butt to get. I mean, I can be a convicted felon and open up anything I want to in the state of Mississippi except get a liquor license. And maybe a bank. I don't know. I've never tried opening a bank. But you can be a convicted felon and do anything you want in Mississippi except get a liquor license. That don't make no sense. Everybody should have the opportunity to get a liquor license. I mean, look, I hate paying taxes as much as the next guy, but as long as my taxes are filed and up to date and some kind of payment plan at minimum has been worked out with the state, I should be able to get a liquor license. Oh, yeah. By the way, you got to show all your past taxes for the last 3 or 4 years to get a liquor license, too. Again, state of Mississippi makes it way more difficult than it has to be. So my point being, if I got to jump through all those hoops, so do you, Mr. Level Up Bar and Grill, mobile in the van. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're going to sit here and have a conversation. April says $10,000. I think that's right. It's about $10,000 to get a liquor license now. At least it was when I was getting them all in by the time you pay for all the background checks and everything. And here's the other catch. I can have a liquor license, but if I'm not in the venue, the operating manager has to go through the same exact crap I do to get the liquor license, because somebody who's on the permit has to be in the building at all times. But hey, it doesn't matter. It's Jackson. It's Jackson. The rules don't apply here. I mean, look, I'm really good friends with a lot of the ABC agents nowadays that I used to kind of battle it out with. A couple of them have retired. And I used to get on them about this, man. They did not enforce the rules on the black clubs, the black-owned venues, like they did the white-owned ones. And I will go to my grave screaming that. It was a different set of rules for the black-owned bars. I mean, here's another thing that I bet y'all don't know. Did you know that in the state of Mississippi, bottle service is illegal? You cannot buy a whole bottle and have it brought to your table at a bar in the state of Mississippi. Not a bottle of champagne, not a bottle of wine, damn sure not a bottle of tequila. You can't do it. You cannot self-serve in Mississippi in somewhere with an on-premise liquor license. You cannot. But did you know that I bet you could walk in any nightclub or bar in Jackson, and I see the videos all the time from 4th Avenue, Freelons, whatever they're calling that now, M-Bar. They got all their little waitresses that come out to the table, and they bring out the sparkling. There's like a trail of them bringing bottle service out, and it's sparkling and stuff. That's illegal. But not in Jackson, because who's going to enforce it? Those white ABC agents going to go up in the M-Bar? They're going to go up in 4th Avenue? They're going to go up in Freelons? Hell no. So they just get away with whatever they want. Now, you let me go out to Shuckers. You let me go to Burgers, Blues, Barbecue, to Acme Pizza, to, I don't know, McBee's, anywhere. And you let them bring out bottle service to me, let me record it, put it on the interwebs. Man, ABC would be rappelling out of helicopters to kick in the door. But not in Jackson. Not in Jackson. My phone's going nuts over here. It's just there's this double, I call it the Democrat double standard. I would throw a Molotov cocktail in the back of that vehicle and watch it burn. Real talk. We testing the new Facebook censorship rules today because they are not going to understand satire. That wasn't necessarily satirical either, by the way. Going back through some of y'all's comments here. Mike J says, what about downtown getting resort status? Wouldn't that bring in development? Downtown is resort status, and it has not brought in any development. So do as that which you wish. The strip clubs are open to 5 a.m. now. The bars are open to 5 a.m., but it has not brought in any extra development. April says, we own a plumbing company, and Jackson would not allow us to do plumbing there because they only wanted there to be people working in Jackson, because they only wanted their own people working in Jackson. Now that Jackson has no control over it and the state took over the licenses, they cannot deny us. You know, I've heard nightmares about that. I didn't know the state took over the licensing. That's interesting. All right, we're getting ready to go back live. Boom goes the dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the radio. This, my friends, is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards. I am live on 103.9 FM, WYAB, and also streaming in 4K video at Facebook, YouTube, X, Rumble, at SaveJXN. We had a phone call earlier, mentioned something about the signal wasn't strong somewhere. The transmitter is pumping at 100%. As previously mentioned, there can be atmospheric conditions that mess with radio signal here and there, but we are at 100% here on WYAB. But I do appreciate people's concerns, but I did want to clarify that. No problems on our end at all. This segment is going to be brought to you by our friends over at Ellis Autoplex, located out there on Highway 471 in Flowood, Mississippi, right across from Frierson's Lumber. If you're going down 25, if you're heading east on 25, past Dogwood, all that good stuff, past Castlewood, you get off at the 471 exit, go right, and it's the second car dealership on the right. That's Ellis Autoplex, a.k.a. Little Truck City. You're looking to sell your vehicle, swing by, let Casey and them put a big number on it for you. big fair market value number. They'll scratch you a check for it today. Local check. You can go cash it today. You ain't having to deal with the Craigslist crazies, the marketplace maniacs, the schemes, the scams, the hustles. None of that. Go get a good check that you know you can cash today. Also, did you know that Ellis Autoplex is now doing major automotive repairs? That's right. You got a major repair going on, swing by, let them check it out, or have it towed there, give them a call, whatever the case may be. Get it worked out, get an estimate on it, let Casey and the team get it back rolling today. Check them out online, ellisautoplex.com. They specialize in four-wheel drive, four-door pickups, but they got cars, trucks, SUVs, and two-wheel drive pickups in stock occasionally, too. That's Ellis Autoplex. All right, let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. We got Derek on the line. What's up, brother? Let's try this again. Derek, you there?
Yeah, buddy, your phone was breaking up real bad.
All right, well, we got Derek on the line. What's up, brother?
Hey, brother, I don't know if this is an open forum, but I wanted to ask you about your thoughts about the California wildfires going on. I keep watching all these different California residents, pining and everything like that, but in my mind, believe me, and my heart goes out to them, but I can't help but think that y'all sit here and vote this nonsense that's a catalyst for all this every 4 years.
Yeah.
When are you going to point that sharp finger of perception back at yourself?
Derek, I'm having a hard time dredging up any sympathy for them as well. Now, the people have died. I mean, it's just a human tragedy. I can't help but feel bad for what's going on there.
Right.
But generally speaking, I'm having a hard time dredging up any sympathy past that because y'all did this to yourselves. I mean, you continued to vote these rainbow supremacists in that told you were not the priority. They're still over there as they're catching people running around, catching things on fire with blowtorches. They still have the audacity to scream climate change is doing this. You're pushing me further and further and further away from giving a damn how much of that place burns.
Well, again, and Clay, please forgive me, my brother. I love you like a brother. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What we used to say back in the 80s and 90s? The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the MFer burn. Right?
Yeah.
Is that not literally what they've done in California?
And literally what they've done.
Yeah. In the name of some stupid fish that you don't hardly ever see. Are you serious?
It must be
the whole reservoir dried up.
It must be a trans fish.
Gotta be. And then the draconian rules you passed on controlled burning and clearing and things like that. You caused all this. The land is dry because you've diverted water. Then you don't even have water to fight the fire. And you're right by the ocean. I'm having a very tough time feeling sorry for these people that voted this crap in, that voted people like Gavin Newsom in, that doing this stuff, what they did against the truckers and diesel emissions, people that have been in family businesses for generations, can't even make an honest living because you want them to have climate-friendly trucks, which they've proven not to be reliable. You're a darn fool at this point if you go into trucking because of the equipment itself is not even reliable.
Yeah.
I hear stories about drivers all the time. Well, we bought a new truck and now it's going through regen and everything. I get it towed in. Do you realize, Clay, tow truck drivers are making a killing just towing vehicle with emission problems?
Good.
Hey, I would agree myself.
I mean, good.
Huh?
Again, at least somebody's making some money on this idiocracy.
Yes. Again, like I said, Clay, I'm having trouble dredging up any sympathy for people that vote this crap in.
Hold on. I want you to stay on the line. I want you to hear this. I got a video here pulled of Gavin Newsom going the Hawaii route here and basically saying he's got some people that are going to come in and going to make some. I mean, they're going full Maui here. They're going to start stealing people's land now that it's burned down. This is Gavin Newsom addressing this on looks like Fox Local in LA. Y'all listen to this. This is insane.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
All right, so they're gonna allow these speculators to come in and buy this land. He's excited about it. He's bobbing his head, bouncing around. Yeah, man, we're excited about this. We're going to let these speculators come in and start buying this land like they did in Maui. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
No, and then to add insult to injury, I think in that same interview, he was talking about LA 2.0 and rebuilding and doing stuff. And this is why the damn fires are going on. Excuse my language, Clay.
Yeah, you good.
Y'all people don't see this stuff? But no. You went and voted me in, trying to be all progressive and all liberal and like-minded and new age thinking and things like that. And now you're being literally burned to a crisp.
That's it.
Brother, I'm sorry. I had somebody at the store the other day. Look, your family live in California. I'm not talking about your family. You know what I'm talking about. If you voted for that mess, you ain't got no room to complain.
Man.
None. Yep.
Man.
But hey, once again, Clay, like during COVID, you don't hear the homeless bums complaining, now do you?
Nope. They're living their best life, brother.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for taking my call, brother.
All right, have a good one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was, now that we're on the California wildfire stuff, good call, Derek. Again, it's real hard to feel bad. I mean, just from a human to human thing, absolutely, I feel bad for what's going on there. But man, if there's any state that makes it hard to forget about the politics, it's California. They have trashed us, bashed us. I mean, Los Angeles, nonetheless. Trashed us, bashed us, told us we were Nazis, homophobic, transphobic, racisms, that we had Trump derangement syndrome, or whatever the opposite of it would be. That when hurricanes hit down here, they said that was because of us outlawing abortion. Yeah, man, I'm having a hard time mustering up some sympathy. I bet most of y'all are too if you're being honest. And then you sit there and you think about the way these fools vote, constantly voting in these diversity hires that hire diversity hires. And it goes back to what, just like we said in New Orleans, it's death by diversity. I don't have any problem with minorities getting jobs. I don't have any problem with gays, trans, whatever. I'm be honest. I ain't playing that game. I got a problem with trans getting jobs. I do. I mean, trans is a mental illness, and the sooner we start addressing it as such, or getting back to addressing it as such, the better off we will all be. That's just fact. I mean, whatever that form is to get in the military, the DDS-5 or DDO-5, whatever it is, it's listed in there as a mental illness. Gender dysphoria is a mental illness. It's listed in the military pamphlet. This ain't me making this up. But we continue to be told that we got to take these people serious. I can't do it. I mean, look, I had a trans listener reach out not too long ago. And even said, hey, Clay, I'm on your team on this. I'm on your side with this Trump stuff. I can't stand what they're doing. And I didn't mean to get into talking about trans this morning, but I was having this conversation, I think, with Sean not too long ago. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to think who I would have had this conversation with. Maybe it was Jordan. Anyway, one of them. And you know what we're talking about? I never minded. See, to me, there's a difference in transgender and transvestite. Now, transvestite is somebody that you go laugh at the gay bar at 2 a.m. that's doing a burlesque show. That's funny. That's ha-ha. Now, never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would ever have to explain or see that be brought in out of the darkness and into the light. And next thing you know, that they have those transvestite reading happy hours at public libraries and schools. Like that was a joke. That was a 2, 3 in the morning, late night, nothing else to do, go ha for craps and giggles joke. Why is that in the public realm now? And why am I being told I have to take these people serious? They don't take themselves serious. They're not serious people. But in California, they running things. They're being appointed to positions of power that dictate your public safety. I got a clip here. Let me pull it up. Where'd it go? Here it is. Bear with me just a second here. We're going to play this and then we'll take a break. This is their rainbow diversity hire in California, in Los Angeles. This is the assistant chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department. This is DEI in action in a job that does not need to be in. LA fires are still burning. Residents have so many reasons to be angry, and this is just one of them. Let me hit the share button here. Give me 2 seconds. But again, we're told, Clay, it's rainbow diversity hire. You got to take it serious. You got to quit joking around about this. These are serious people. These are not serious people. You are not a serious person if you think these are serious people. Here we go.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
He got himself in a wrong place if I got to carry him out of a fire. All right. White people, black people, Asian, brown, Mexican, whoever's listening this morning. I'm white, so we'll use the example of if you're not white and I'm a fireman and I show up to your crib to save your life and you done got yourself in a situation you shouldn't have and I can't carry you out, or you may need my assistance, but if I don't look like you, do you care? Are you going to sit there and just get roasted like you're in a rotisserie until somebody that looks like you shows up? Like, no, you ain't saving me and my kids. You don't look like us. You ain't gay enough, Clay. You ain't black enough, Clay. Man, I'm going to tell you what, I'm only speaking from my personal experience here. If the roof is on fire, I don't care if transgender angels come floating down from the sky. I'm grabbing a hold of them and letting them pull me up out of that fire. I do not need another straight white male that looks like me to tote me. I do not care if it is a gay black fireman. If they can get me up out of there and save my life, I want them to save my life. Why does it matter? Why do they pretend that minority groups only want other people that look like them to save their life? Roderick, if you're still listening this morning, I sure would like your opinion on this. You had a lot to say earlier. If your house is on fire, if your mama's house is on fire, does it have to be black firemen that go and save you or her? I'd like to know. Let me know. Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. And by the way, they don't like me talking about this stuff. They don't like me pointing this out because it shows their hypocrisy. It shows their double standard. Somehow, again, I tell you all the time, If it's reality, if it's real, it cannot be racist. And this is real. This can't be racist. It may be uncomfortable to talk about because we've been ducking and dodging these conversations for a while now, like bobbing and weaving, because people are uncomfortable talking about it. I'm not uncomfortable talking about it. It's what I do. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We're live here on WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com, as well as in 4K video at SaveJXN on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. Please hit subscribe and sign up for notifications while you're there. My goal this week on the video side of things, I'm going to make 100 videos. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down, make a chart, figure out how many I got to do over 7 days. And I'm going to do it. Some of it's going to be clips from this show. Some of it's going to be fresh content. I am going all in. All in for January. Speaking of going all in, my favorite Mexican restaurant, I'm going to go all in every time I eat there and clean my plate. I'm going to leave a happy plate every time I go to El Patrio Mexican restaurant and cantina, whether it's in Crossgates, Brandon, or right there at Dogwood and Flowwood. You're looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Portrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. Clay! 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 Yes, what? Tacos. I want more. Anyway, calling my name. Look, man, with locations in Flowwood and Brandon, El Portrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Portrio's signature margaritas, happy hour specials that'll keep the customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Portrio, taste the tradition. El Portrio, where family, flavor, and fun all come together. Again, I want to thank them for so graciously hosting our last FAFO Friday lunch in December. I am mentally, now that I'm back well 100%, my creative juices are flowing. I don't feel like the world is ending. I am thinking about where the next FAFO Friday lunch is going to be. I will keep you guys posted. I usually like to do it the second Friday of the month. That ain't going to happen because that would be this Friday. Maybe we can. Maybe we can make it happen this Friday. We shall see. We shall see. If I do, I'll announce it tomorrow. Real quick, too, all of our bar and restaurant owners out there. I put this on Facebook last night. I'm going to offer it to my current accounts, but I want to throw this out there. The football national championship, the college football national championship is coming up on Monday, January 20th, the same day our great president, Donald J. Trump, becomes the 47th president of these United States. He gets sworn in. It's going to be a bit of a celebration. I'm going to be looking to celebrate. There might not even be a show Tuesday because I may celebrate a little too hard. I'm kidding, unless I'm not. We're looking for somewhere to throw a little bit of a kickoff party. It'll be the sports show. We won't get too political, I promise. It'll be me and Sean. We'll come out. We'll broadcast live. This ain't a free package. I'm not doing this for free. We're selling this package. It'll be the official Clay Edwards Show college football national championship watch party. You get a ton of commercials. You get a 2-hour live broadcast on the internet and more. If that's something you may be interested in at your bar or restaurant here in the Tri-County area, let me know. Reach out to me. Shoot me an email, clay@wyab.com, clay@wyab.com. We would love to bring the circus to your venue. And anybody who, any current advertisers out there, I'm just throwing a wide net out there. It's open for bids, so to say. So anyway, let me know. We're going to be big in the live broadcast business in 2025. Plan on doing a lot, spend a bunch of money on equipment to do it. And now that I'm back over whatever that crud I had was, my creative juices are flowing. And we definitely want to get out there and party and hang out with you guys in real life as much as possible. Even you, Roderick, even you're invited. That's something else I want to do is sit down and have a racial roundtable discussion. I want some white conservatives, some white Democrats, some black conservatives, some black Democrats, some other. if any other are out there listening, I know, look, y'all may not believe this, but y'all know I'm pretty popular in the Indian gas station community. Shout out to all those guys. The Middle East, all my Middle Eastern friends. Those guys treat me so good when I walk in those gas stations. I mean, I'm not being exaggerated. I'm not BSing here. Now, the ones that run the Jascos, maybe not, but I don't go in those. But the ones that runs in Rankin County, the Sing crew, they had the fuel times, man, their staff. There's also a guy that runs the one right next to the Pearl Police Department. What's that? Oh, is that Old Brandon Road? I get all those little roads confused. It's Main Street, whatever it is. The Pearl City Hall is right down the road from it. I get my hair cut right back there at California Concepts, and I'll stop at that gas station every now and then. And that dude that runs that gas station is salt of the earth. Just good people. I digress. Everybody's going to be invited. I'm going to put that together. And we're going to have an adult conversation somewhere and sit down, and we're going to flesh out some stuff and try to understand each other's differences and kind of what people are thinking and why we think the way we do and why you think the way you do and how we can have a legitimate conversation about moving forward. But it ain't going to be none of this. It ain't going to be none of this healing and reconciliation nonsense. It's going to be real talk. The grown-ups are going to be in the room, and feelings may get hurt, but you're going to have to be able to control your emotions and understand that you'll get your turn to talk. Anyway, I'm going to put that together. Because what do y'all tell me? Clay, you ain't got no solution. Don't speak on it. All right, well, cool. We're going to put a solution together, and then I'm going to speak on it. How about that? How about them apples? Positive solutions only. Speaking of positive solutions only, if y'all are just tuning in the first hour, y'all need to go back and listen to all this. We gave you some really good radio today. In the first hour, we talked about 3 different examples that we have on either video or photo of the laws being broken in Jackson, Mississippi, and nobody doing a dang thing about it. And all of them are different types of crimes. Some of it is code enforcement. Some of it is illegally running a bar at the back of a van. Some of it is street justice not being punished. And we could go on and on and on. I mean, I just found a video on Instagram. I almost shared it to my Facebook page because if it's on Instagram, you can share it to Facebook. But I actually have a little decency this morning, and I didn't do it. But I think it's on the corner of North State and Meadowbrook. There's a mentally ill black dude. I don't even know if there's any way I can say this on radio, if I can dumb this down enough on radio. He's pleasuring himself with his pants down by his ankles. I mean, just long stroking. Right there in broad daylight at the intersection. And then walks across the intersection. And all I could think about is that Dave Chappelle skit. Some of y'all may remember this. Dave Chappelle, and I've got to be real careful because we're on the radio here. I got to be real careful how I word this. But Dave Chappelle talks about how there was a homeless guy on a bus and he was holding everybody hostage with a gun, but it really wasn't a gun. It was himself. It was his thing. And kabam! Smacks a guy in the head. He's about to really ruin your day. That's about as much as I can say. You're going to have to use your imagination. But that's all I could think about when I saw that video. And it said, hashtag Jackson is not a real place. Oh, man. Touche. Touche. I wish I didn't care. I really do, man. I wish I didn't care so much. My life would be so much easier. Do y'all know how much money I was making in the car business? Like, people's all talking, oh, you're just doing this to make money. I am not doing this to make money. I make way more money in the car business. I do this because I love what I do. You know the old saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I legitimately love doing this. And I have paid the cost to be the boss, so to say. I have made a lot of personal sacrifices to do what I'm doing right now. Because it ain't the money. I mean, my bills are paid. I do have some really good months. When you guys support me on the T-shirt stuff, when you guys when we get new sponsors and stuff, you know, the money can be okay. I don't want to sit here and lie. You know, like when TikTok was rolling, you know, I was doing really, really well, making more money than I'd made in a long, long time since the nightclub business. But that's long gone. TikTok ain't doing good no more. So, but my passion has not died down any. And that's how I know I love what I do. It's because I could go make more money doing other stuff. I've been offered way more money to go back to the car business, and I've turned it down. That's real talk. I've been offered positions to leave here at the radio station every day and just go do both again, sell cars and do radio and social media, you know, not have to do social media and stuff. But I've turned it down because I'm 100% all in on doing this right here. And that's a good feeling to be all in. But I tell you, there's a lot of downside that comes with it. I'm going to tell y'all something I ain't told nobody yet. I got a text over the weekend from somebody in law enforcement, in state law, works for a state agency. And they sent me a screenshot, and it was a picture of me in a very, very bad guy's cell phone that's in prison right now, that they were going through looking for some evidence about some crimes that were committed. So, long story short, the bad guys are very aware who I am, and they've got screenshots of me in their phone. Now, you can imagine why they have screenshots of me in their phone. My assumption is because they have they would like to make sure that when they see me, they know it's me before they do anything stupid. I don't want to sit here and go as far as to say they want to kill me, but I'm sure they would definitely love to give me their own version of the FAFO championship. And to that I say, I wish a mother trucker would. Pull up. Pull up. We're both going to end up on the news. If they end up with my mugshot on TV, I hope to God I'm wearing one of my FAFO shirts. You can get yours at buyfafo.com. I keep telling y'all, it's like the Mississippi MAGA. You want to start a conversation with somebody? You want to be a rebel without a cause in central Mississippi? Wear that FAFO shirt in Jackson. I do. Hats are in stock. Well, hats are almost back in stock. They'll be in stock this week. Swing by the website. Check it all out. Buyfafo.com. We got to take a break. I ran over big time there. We'll be right back on WYAB. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, live on 103.9 FM WYAB, streaming worldwide at all the typical places in 4K video. Save JXN on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. All right, guys, I want to hit first off, what a bunch of great comments today. So many great texts on the Guns of Gear text line. I talked about a picture of the mayor earlier. Now, I'm not going to share this picture because the girl is actually a friend of mine. I don't want to put her on blast. She's a hard-working bartender. But there's a picture floating around. Like I said, she's actually she's a listener. She's a supporter. And she sends me stuff every now and then. So I don't want to put her on blast. But there's a picture floating around of the mayor with her. Nothing wrong with her in this picture. She ain't doing nothing inappropriate or anything like that. She took a picture with the mayor. It is what it is. But the mayor looks 6 sheets to the wind. And this is recent from the weekend. He's wearing ripped up blue jeans, and he looks drunk or high. And look, I know drunk or high when I see it. I got a mirror. I know what drunk or high looks like. I ain't been high in a long time, but I do enjoy some good spirits every now and then. So I'm just saying, pot calling kettle black here. But again, I ain't the mayor of Jackson. But anyway, one of my buddies just sent me the picture too. Black dude from Jackson. He said, man, I'm so fed up with this guy. I was like, yeah, I was just talking about that picture earlier. Funny that someone else saw it. So let's see here. We got about 6 minutes left in today before our next break. Let's hit some of your comments here real quick. On YouTube, Christina says, here's some food for thought. Why doesn't the city turn the old metro into a grow house mecca? Hey, look, man. So I don't know, Christina, I don't know if you were listening last week. Me and Sean, I talked about it, and then Sean and I talked about it also. And then Kim Wade and I had another conversation about it. And I'm being dead serious here. This is not satire. This is not sarcasm. This is real talk. Look, man, it ain't no secret that Jacksonians like to smoke weed. And so do a lot of other people. Like, I know I'm super conservative, all that stuff. I am not that kind of conservative. Like, I am pro-marijuana, pro-medical marijuana. I am not pro recreational statewide marijuana. I'm just not. But I do think you should allow cities to opt in that want to be, and then people can decide where they want to live based on that. I don't have no problem with that. I am that kind of conservative. Let the people decide. I think it needs to go for vote in every city. I don't think the city councils need to be the ones deciding that. I think that kind of thing needs to be on the ballot. But I say all that to say this, circling back real quick. I just wanted to give a little context there. You talk about turning the metro into a grow house. Yeah, great idea. I suggested turning Ferris Street or just all of downtown because, let's just be honest, other than Martin's and Hallamals, for the most part, downtown's a ghost town. The business district downtown is kind of a ghost town after 5 o'clock. Now, I know there's a couple other nightclubs down there. I'm just, the old Freelons, I think it's called 440 Jackson. Now, the 4th Avenue, I know the Mayflower just reopened. I don't think they'd want to partake in this. I don't want to speak for them, but I don't come across as the kind of place where you want to sit inside and get high. But hey, to each their own. I'm not here to judge. And I say you turn downtown Jackson into a marijuana resort district, and people can just go like a red light district. You got your strip clubs down there. You got nightclubs down there. You let these people who are already established in the state that grow weed and these grow facilities, you let them open up dispensaries down there, or whoever. People let local Mississippians open dispensaries down there, and make it a red light district for marijuana. You walk around, get high, open container, or whatever. You have enough law enforcement. I'm being dead serious. I think this would work. And I think, instead of trying to cater to an audience that ain't coming from the suburbs to Jackson, how about you cater to the people that would do it? Instead of trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, why don't you drop that square peg in that square hole? And I seriously, in my heart of hearts, believe that would work. I don't think you would get all the trash people think you would. I think you're going to get some trash. You're going to get some trash everywhere. I can go in anywhere in central Mississippi, whether it be Rankin, Madison, or Jackson, or Hines, and I can find a fight, and I can find some trouble to get into if I so choose to. It ain't hard. So I don't think you draw any more trouble than's already there. And I think you can become a bit of a Amsterdam of sorts. I'm not saying legalize prostitution. I am not saying that. But I am saying, let people do what they're already doing, but make money doing it. I think it would work. I do. But see, this is the side of Clay that the people that don't like me, they're like the white liberals and the black Democrats that don't like me, this is the side they refuse to acknowledge exist. Like they get wax in their ears when I start talking about this kind of stuff. They only hear me calling out these terrible black progressive politicians around here. These black for a living politicians that put their race in front of everything. Because you're not supposed to be allowed to call that out. You're not supposed to acknowledge that. Let's see here. Van says on YouTube, LA burned to have a minnow. How many minnows and wildlife died from these fires? DEI hires get people killed. Text green game over. Person turquoise waving face. I don't really know what all that means, brother. But, yeah, well, I said earlier, I bet that was a trans minnow is why they made such a big deal about it. And look, it wasn't about no damn minnow. Anybody that really thinks that LA burned over a minnow or that they drained those reservoirs over a minnow ain't seeing the big picture. Now, I'm not ready to go full conspiracy theory, conspirator. But I am willing to say that what happened in L.A. wasn't no accident, bro. What happened in L.A. was not an accident. They wanted L.A. to burn because they want to hit a reset button and turn it into something. Just wait. It'll all come out. We're going to take our last break. Online audience, don't go nowhere. I'm going to stay on with y'all. Radio, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back to land the plane for the day. Tell you where we're eating lunch at today. We'll be right back on WYAB. All right, online audience, thank you all so much for tuning in today. We had a big audience today. I'm going to get this all clipped up, put online. I'll go back and try to reply to all your comments as well. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. But look, my goal this week is to make 100 videos. They ain't all going to be long form. There's going to be a lot of short form stuff in there. So make sure you're following me at SaveJXN across all the different platforms, Facebook, YouTube, X, Rumble, Instagram, and, of course, TikTok while it still exists. We ain't going to ignore it. I got 80-something thousand followers over there. I'm not ignoring them, even if I ain't making no money posting videos. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank you all so much. Peace out. Stay tuned. Chip Matthews will be coming up next year on WYAB. About to show him how to work the video. Chip. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show as we land the plane for the day here on WYAB. Guys, if you're looking for somewhere to eat today, blue plate specials galore starting at Martin's downtown and Livingston. Get by Martin's today. Try their great blue plate specials, which are today's special is, had to pull my phone up here. Monday, it's grilled or fried pork chops. And, of course, the full menu is available at both Martin's locations. You already know I'm going to tell you I love the country fried steak, and you should too. Get over to Burgers Blues Barbecue, all three locations. You got Madison, you got Flowwood at Dogwood, and you got downtown Brandon. The fixed blue plate specials that are available every day today is hamburger steak and red beans and rice. And, of course, you can also they have an alternating meat you can choose from, too. I don't have it right in front of me, but you can, of course, get that at burgersblues.com. And, look, man, just try one of their great award-winning burgers. I got the special of the month the other day. It's the grilled cheese smash burger with fries and a drink, only $10 at Burgers Blues Barbecue. And don't forget Manship downtown. They've got an all-new lunch menu with blue plate specials, only $15. And don't forget their happy hour specials. We get half off all of their stone-fired pizzas at Burgers. I'm sorry, not Burgers. I'm looking at something on the TV on the screen here at the Manship right there on North State Street. Chip Matthews Show is next, followed by Jameson Haygood. And then, of course, Kim Wade will bring us home from 4 to 6. See you guys tomorrow on WYAB.